Why is it that your competition is charging more even though they're offering a worse service? If you're a coach, consultant, healer, expert, or even an agency owner, you will want to watch this video until the end, especially if you know your competition is charging more and offering way, way, way less. I had this conversation actually a while back with Christina. Let me quickly give you a snippet of what the conversation was.
I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge Bogdan and say thank you. During the time that we spent on the coaching session, I was able to run some of my ideas past a fresh pair of ears. His insight was very helpful, and it was encouraging to know that I'm on the right track, and that's good. He also motivated me to increase my prices back to my initial prices of when I was working one-on-one with clients in person. He introduced me to a gentleman that is charging 5 times what I'm charging and offering less than what I offer my clients. So I'm motivated to increase my prices. So I just wanted to say thank you, Bogdan. I pray for many blessings of health, happiness, peace, and prosperity for you and your loved ones. Thank you.
So she realized that her competition was charging a lot more, and she was severely undercharging because she was also offering a lot more than her competition. Why is it that this happens? You might think, well, when I get another certification, when I'm gonna be a lot better, when I have more case studies, when I have more clients, when I make 6 figures or 7 figures, I'm going to charge more because I'm going to be a lot more credible and people are not going to give me any resistance in terms of the higher prices. And that was my thinking as well. And I'm going to tell you exactly why that was completely flawed and why charging more, charging your worth has nothing to do with with the numbers of diplomas you have on your wall. It's actually the other way around. Funny enough, I know a lot of coaches who've taken a lot of diplomas and yet they're struggling massively to get clients. They're struggling massively to charge their worth. Has nothing to do with how many certificates you have. Has nothing to do with how many clients you have. Has nothing to do with how much experience you have in the coaching industry. Let me tell you a story about that. I was talking to my client Matthias. He's an agency owner. He went from making around 5K a month to making 17K a month. He's also studying physics in university. He's going for a master's degree as well, while at the same time building his agency, his marketing agency business on the side. And now clients are coming to him with so little effort. It's incredible. And before, he was incredibly stressed. And he was telling me about his friend who's also a marketer and who was charging, I think, 3 or 4 times more than what Matthias was charging at the time. And he said, I asked him, like, why are you, why are you charging so much? I mean, you've just started. You don't even have that much experience. And yet this guy was also getting clients for those higher prices. And, sometimes ignorance is completely bliss, because he said, well, nobody told me I couldn't charge that much. He was like, I didn't know what to charge. So I just said, this amount. And people started paying me. So why is it that a completely beginner marketer can charge 3, 4 times more than my client Matthias, who had so much more experience than the guy? You see, in many cases, focusing too much on preparing yourself on your skills will be in the detriment of your business. It has nothing to do with your abilities, but it has everything to do with your confidence. And you might say, oh my God, another guy talking about confidence again. Confidence, confidence, confidence. Bogdan, you're always talking about confidence. What the hell? I know I need to be more confident to make more money. Beautiful, but let's get specific. Let's talk about the reason why you're struggling with your confidence in that sense. Because think of it this way. Just imagine right now. Imagine you're in a sales call, and your next sales call that maybe you already have booked, and instead of your regular prices, you just say it costs 3 times as much, right? You might feel a bit of excitement in your body and say, oh my God, what if they actually pay me that much, right? But when you go beyond that excitement, if you've been struggling to raise your prices, you're probably feeling a bit of fear. You're probably feeling a bit of constriction inside of your body. A bit of, what if they judge me? What if they say, oh my God, what are you doing? Are you trying to scam me? Are you trying to take money away from me? More money than I know that what the service is worth? What are you doing? So, for example, let's say that you're charging $5,000 for your services right now, and my challenge to you is to charge $15,000 for your service. Are you going to get the same? Here's the problem, right? Here's the challenge. The usual people who buy from you right now will not be the people who will buy from you then, right? You're going to need to have conversations, or be a lot more selective with your conversations, or be a lot better at inspiring confidence in your calls to say, yes, you will pay me $15,000, but what you get is a lot more valuable than the $15,000. Let's not even take marketing, right? Let's say you're an exceptional marketer. Somebody pays you $15,000. You can, let's say, check the numbers, check your history, and say, you know what? You're actually going to make at least 20, 30, even if they make $20,000 with you, there's still 5K profit, right? It's still a good deal. But let's say you say, I'm a marketer, you could roughly make 20, 30, 40, 50K after investing with me. But let's take another example. Let's say you're a shaman. Let's say you're a healer. Let's say you're charging $500 right now for people to work with you. I actually had this conversation with someone who's been a shaman his whole life. His grandfather taught him about shamanism. Exceptionally powerful shaman. He was charging people $500 to work with him. Right? Let's say you work with this person, you heal deep trauma. You allow these weights around their necks you help them let go of those weights. And then all of a sudden they feel a lot lighter. They're walking differently. They're talking differently. They have better relationships. They're going after bigger projects, bigger deals. They're getting promoted at their jobs, or maybe they're starting a business, or they're making more money in their business. If you measure your impact, they paid you $15,000 for your shamanic rituals. If you measure your impact in the next 2 to 3 months, maybe they're not going to make the money back. But the way you sell this is not, here's what's going to happen in a few months. You sell it by saying, here's what's going to happen in a few years with your life. And in a few years, maybe they make $50,000. Maybe they make $100,000. Maybe they make millions more because of your help, because all of a sudden they're different. They have different beliefs about themselves, about the world, about how they engage with life. Think about it. Yeah. And then show them what their life is going to be like if they don't invest with you, if they don't fix these challenges, right? They're probably going to lose a lot more than $15,000 because they don't focus on fixing the thing. It has nothing to do with your skills. Of course, you need to have some level of skills. Otherwise, you're just scamming people, right? You're just taking their money for a shitty service. But if you're watching this, chances are you have a pretty good service, and chances are you're undercharging. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here. And if your service is crap and you're charging higher prices, then you're not going to last long. So how confident are you in your service? Are you seeing your service clearly? Are you seeing it as it is, or are you seeing it worse than it is, right? Are you focusing on the long-term impact of your work, or are you like, oh, they didn't make $1 million in a month working with me, so I failed? Sounds exaggerated, but in a sense, that's how most experts look at the results, look at their business. So how do you solve this? How do you start to see your value clearly? I had a big issue with this as well. Somebody said in a call with many coaches, somebody said, that I'm a natural born leader along with somebody else. And I was like, yeah, and I immediately felt the need to justify myself and say, yeah, I had to become a leader because I was always afraid of people. And I realized the only way that I could feel safe was to be the one who was in charge, to be the one who led, right? But then as I was saying this, I caught myself and I realized, wait a second. This person just met me. She has no interest in telling me some weird stuff that I might want to hear, right? She's sharing honestly her view on me, how she perceives me. Why am I trying to underplay my power, my value by hiding behind some childhood trauma? I called myself out and I said, you know what? You're right. I am a natural born leader. Why am I sharing this with you? Because we have a tendency to see ourselves less than we actually are, to downplay ourselves. And I had this my whole life, right? Be humble. Well, being humble and being silly are two different things. I'm not doing anyone a favor by seeing myself worse than I am. I'm being humble by saying yes. Humility is saying, yes, I have these assets. I have these things I'm really good at. And I also have these things where I really suck at. I'm not perfect. That's what humility is. It's not downplaying yourself with every opportunity. And if you want to make this business a success, it's time to end that. How do we do that? You know it. The Warrior Shaman Mindset. The shaman heals all of these BS beliefs around your neck that are weighing you down, that are making you feel smaller than you are, so that you can stand tall. And once you stand tall, the warrior says, I am ready for bigger challenges, bigger clients. I am ready to charge my worth. I will never downplay myself because I see myself clearly. Let's go. And you're probably wondering, what is this warrior shaman mindset? And I'm happy you're asking that question because I have something really special for you. I've made this in-depth training because a lot of people were asking, what is this warrior shaman mindset thing? Watch this training. You don't need to watch it step by step. You can even listen to it in your headphones. It will give you a clear idea of what the Warrior Shaman Mindset is and how it can help you go to 5 figures a month with a lot more ease and less stress and close bigger, better clients. Check it out. Watch it. It's unlisted, right? And let me know your thoughts.